Well, it's a story of the man Shin Dong-hyuk, who was born and raised in a concentration camp in North Korea. It's a camp where you're never released. If you are one time in, you are dying in the camp. There's not one case. They name it total control zone. There's not one case somebody is released out of a total control zone camp. Not one case. And by the way, Shin Dong-hyuk is the only well-known worldwide case that somebody managed to escape out of the total control zone. I asked him in the beginning of the film, I said, well, Shin, my memory of childhood is starting with 3 or 4. What is your first memory? And to be honest, I hoped to get a nice story. And he looked at me and said, well, there is nothing special, but wait, as I was 4, yes, as I was 4, it was the first time my mother took me to a public execution. And then he described it detailed how it is to watch as a 4-year-old kid a public execution. And I looked at him and said, hey, did your mother try to help you? Because he explained how shocked he was as they have shot the 2 people there. And I mean, you've been 4, I mean, bring it, it's like that. And he said, no, why she should talk about that with me, because it was happening every week. As he was a teenager, he admitted me one time, he said, I was waiting for that. I was waiting for that. Because, wow, something is happening in the camp. It was so boring. And public executions were great events for me. The people are there constantly threatened to be public executed, and I mean, it's a totally different world. The guards there can do what they want. We have 2 guards in the film, which is very important, because in the way the film is about 3 persons who are dominated by a system. And in the beginning, there are the guards and the victim, but in the middle of the film, they are parallel. They're very similar. And Shin is not able, he was beaten every day, for example. Every day in 24 years means 7,000 times. He was beaten nearly to death. It's so unique. You find, as a director, a story like that one time in 15 years. There's a guy from Washington Post, and the first time I heard the story, I just have read his article in the Washington Post. I was shooting another story in Washington and I read the article. And he told me, Mark, and he's now retired, I've found one time in my life a story like Shin's story. So it's very unique. It was very easy to finance this film, okay? Usually you need months to, there are 4 broadcasting stations and 4 film foundations, so to convince them and to give you the money. In that case, they said, what a story. I needed 1 week. But how to bring it into pictures? If I go to the North Korean embassy and say, come on, give me please a permission to go to North Korea. And they say, what's your subject? Well, there is a guy out of a camp. I mean, come on. The North Korean government even deny the existence of the camps, although you can see them on Google Earth Live. They deny it. So you have no chance. The only chance to work in North Korea is in a way a cultural or sports level. I want to accompany a group in theater, I want to accompany a football team. Then you have a chance to come in, but not with a political background, forget that, no way. And so everybody asked me, the film foundations asked me, we want to see this film, we want to give you the money, but how to bring into pictures. And so I said, in the beginning, I want to make animated pictures. And me personally, I was very critical, because if you have a story like that where a guy is tortured and stuff like that, and where a guy has to face the situation that his mother and his brother are public executed in front of his eyes, I mean, to bring this in animations, the risk that it's simple ridiculous is very high, very, very high. And it was a long process with the company who made it, but we are all very satisfied with the result. Well, I went home and I took a real regular personal computer, nothing special, okay? And I started Google Earth and I just put in Camp North Korea, Camp 14, and the name of the next city. And it started and I could see the camp from above. And I could not believe it in the beginning, so I checked it with other camps, but it's working again and again. For me, it was like how cynic modern times are. these modern times of perfect internet information level, and because, I mean, how in a way cynic is this? I'm sitting there, I'm secure, I can eat what I want, I have fine clothes, and I can watch live how people are killed. I mean, the parallel came into my head. Just imagine you could have seen in the Second World War Auschwitz live on computer or on camera. But that's the reality, and my profession and my job, and that's what we are doing with the film, is just to open the door a little bit and to bring the people into this horrifying world, and just to take this picture. Okay, we have a picture, but there's no depth behind, and to bring a little bit more deep idea what it means in there. Of course I'm confusing the people, yes, definitely. I'm confusing them. They have a good life, they have good clothes, car, everything, and they are coming in and suddenly it's like that. There are blogs, there are articles where they say, well, it's a brilliant film, it's a tough film, but it's really tough to watch it. And the comment is like, it's really tough for you personal to watch Camp 14, but do it. So, and of course, I mean, there's no music in. 100 minutes, no music. It's very pure. I mean, I never tried to make it easy, because I said, no, this world is so tough. It's the wrong way to make the big music for the big film. And if the people start to think about it and take something out of this world, well, good. And up to now, the reactions are very good.